Good afternoon, students. Now, in the process of our studying the sacred code, we have studied how this sacred code of the Vijayanagar Empire was lavishly and hugely built or he built with the great and massive temples and it was the constructed by the kings, or we have seen that the kings were much interested in the construction of the temples for their political gains. The kings wanted their domination, their power, their authority, or theirs or their say association with divinity so that they would be the much influential among the people or among the common man. Understand? So they some of the they just went far beyond and beyond the worldly things and beyond the human beings. Understand? And try to incorporate them, try to uh, identify them associated with the gods and divine with the divine divinity. They try to be the very close and associate and try to now induce and try to just incorporate and stipulated themselves as the king, as the god and goddesses, make their authority or make their personality and their identity more impressive and the dominating over their territory and over their subjects. Understand? We have studied in our sacred course, and that is why we have already studied why the Hampi or the Hampi was chosen as a sacred place, chosen as a capital, or became the very important, or became the center of the attraction, or because of the Virupach or the Pampa Devi. Understand? So the Virupach, because of the Virupach and the Pampa Devi, this or it was the many these temples were not only only for the purpose of the religion. These temples were the center of the hub of the different activities, whether the cultural activities, whether the social activities, whether the political activities, and as well as the economic activities. Means that the economic activities mean that the temples work and the as a functions as a banking system also. The guild, there are many guilds were associated with the temples. Understand? Dance, drama, and all kind of the cultural functions. This became the center of that, or this festivities, or the many festivals were displayed from the grand temples. And the king was even the king began to just raise their person, raise their figure. Understand? As a figure to be the carried in the processions also. Understand? So this was the importance and significance of the temples. It had the many. Moreover, we can see here the certain features of the temples. We are going to discuss about that. These temple structure. What the features of the temple structure were? Understand what these features are called as the first we said the main features of these temples were the gopuram. The gopuram indicates the gateways. The gopuram means the great gateways. Understand? So this temple's boundary at the outer skirt of the temple boundaries. Understand? The big gateways, a fashions of the god construction, a fashion of the constructing the big gateway, very attractive, which could be the visible from the far away, from the distance. Understand? And the grand gates began to be the constructed. So the this gateway is the called as the gopuram. Second thing is that the mandapas. Okay, for the performing the different activities within the premises. Understand? Are the grand mandaps were the made. Okay, with the pillars, huge pillars. The mandaps, spacious mandaps were made, and where the people assembles for the different cultural activities or the cultural functions. The students, first of all, we have the many evidences of the these features. These included the structure of immense scale or must have been the mark the imperial authority. These structures now must mark the imperial authority. Means that the kings now got constructed, or now immense scale must have been the mark of imperial authority. So these immense and the huge buildings now exhibited the imperial authority, the imperial power, the imperial domination, and moreover, and best exemplified by the royal gopurams. And these gopurams or these gateways, the big gateways, were now were constructed by the kings. Understand? Or these gateways now denoted, and they were pertaining to the king's authority. Understand? And these big gateways were now later added in these huge temples, later added by the kings, and that now shown these big gateways now reflected the king's authority and its contribution or association with the temples, association with the divinity. So these gateways had, and the royal gateways that often dwarfed the towers on the central shrines, and these gateways were so high, so massive that now thus dwarf and made a little to the main shrine halls. Before these gateways, so high the lofty gateways were there and lavishly decorated gateway that often dwarfed the towers of the central shrine. The central shrine towers now seems to be the little before these grand gates and the gopuram. Now this was the, and moreover the signaled presence of the temple from the gate. On this now, no doubt, signaled the presence of these temples from the far away, from the distant places. One could now see the temples, its situation or its standings, signal, or from this far away distance, the temples could be the visible from the gateway. So high gateways were, gopurams were got constructed by the kings. And now these gateways probably meant as reminders of the power of the king. Through these construction of the big gateways, lavish gateways, the kings now represented their powers, their power and their resources, and their able command of the resources, how much resources the king had, and moreover, and the techniques and the skills needed constructed the towering gateways. This way reflected the technique, and the as well as the skills also reflect in these gateways. We or now distinct feature of this include the mandap. Another features of these gateways, these temples were the pavilions or the mandap. Understand? Mandap. These mandaps were constructed. We can see in the figure number 7.23. Now here, beside that, one can see the you can see the mandapa 7.22. A mandap has been constructed there. Understand? Or a pavilion, say long pavilions and a long pillared corridors are there. Long and pillared corridors, very long pavilions were constructed, and it was the well pillared. Understand? At a intervals of the little distance, and often ran around the shrines within the temple, or it's often ran around the shrines, main deity hall. Sometimes it was so large that pavilions rounded the main deity house or deity shrine. It was a rounded, made the rounded with the pillars, with the huge pillars. Understand? So this was the called as the mandap, or the called as the pavilions, and moreover, and this complex, and the two temples more closely now the Virupaksha temples and the Vithal temples. The two temples were the more closely, understand, and this is the one of the massive structure of the Vijayanagar, the two Virupaksha temples and the Vithals. First, let's see the Virupaksha temples. Let's say come to the Virupaksha temples. Was the temples built over centuries. While the inscription suggests that no, it was not made in a day. The temples construction was not it was not made overnight. Understand? It was built and took the centuries of a, or now the many of the inscriptions, through the inscriptions we know that earliest shrines dated the 9th to the 10th century, and these shrines, earliest shrines now 9th to the 10th century, the earliest shrines which began to be started constructed, and it was substantially enlarged. Gradually it was the enlarged or the added more and more construction, and more construction added, or in this way these shrines were enlarged later on establishment of the Vijayanagar Empire, and as the Vijayanagar Empire established, understand, so after that more and more construction and more designs and construction, gopuram, pavilions or the mandapas began to be the added in that. Understand? The more here we can say, first is Sikhar. In a temple, in the beginning, temples were they constructed at the main shrine hall, where a god and goddesses, a god or the goddess was installed here. Understand? And the setup or installed. Then the deity, main deity, was installed here. This was the here is the a little gate, and later on a fashion began. Understand? The Sikhara, this high lofty over the upon the shrine roof. Understand? The more this structure added, understand, or triangle structure added here, or ultimately these two triangle structure met here, or this now form the called as the Sikhar. This is known as the Sikhar. Okay, and then after later on mandaps began to be the added, and mandaps were whether the round of the main deity's shrine. Here is the main deity shrine. Around that mandaps from all pillared mandaps. Okay, a corridor, pillared corridor, or the mandaps now rounding, making the round of the shrine hall began to be the constructed. Okay, and here and later on the big gates, that is the gopuram, began to be the god constructions by the kings. So we first of all we said have to be the see the Virupaksha temple was built over the centuries, or here empire substantially enlarged by the passage of the time. The hall in front of the main shrine was built by the Krishnadeva Rai. Virupaksha temples in the main that was the gate. The main gate shrine was built. The main shrine was built by the in front the hall in front of the main shrine. Okay, in Virupaksha temples there is a hall in front of the main shrine that was got constructed by whom? by the Krishnadev Raya. Very clear. And the Vijayanagar empires or Krishnadev Raya to the mark of his accession as the Krishnadev Raya now ascended on the throne. Understand? So the mark his accession on the throne, he now got constructed a hall before the in front of the main shrine of the Birpaksh temple. Main shrine of the Birpaksh temple. Okay, the now Krishnadev Raya got constructed a hall when he ascended on the throne. First thing. Second addition, and this was the decorated with the delicately carved pillars, and this was the this hall was delicately decorated with the delicately carved pillar. Pillars are the carved, well designed and the carved. Understand? Well carved pillars are there and decorated by the carved. And he also credited, moreover, further Krishnadev Raya constructed, God constructed the Eastern Gopuram. Eastern Gopuram. Gopurams having the many four Gopurams where the front, back, right and the left. Understand? Maybe the Eastern gateway was got constructed by the Krishnadev Raya. Virpast temples, Eastern gate was got constructed by the Krishnadev Raya. Or these addition meant that central shrines came to occupy a relatively a small part of the complex. Now these huge of the halls, the Gopuram, understand? It means that the central shrine became smaller. Understand? Because the later these additions were the very much lavishly or the huge and the very grand construction. That's why this made the main deity hall or the shrine very smaller. Okay, smaller because of this grand Gopuram and grand hall. Because of that, the main shrine now became the smaller. Okay, it's a attraction, smaller, and moreover, here we can see, and these additions, the central shrines came a relatively small part of the complex. So the relatively this occupied the small part of this complex. Understand? Further, we see the halls in the temples were in the Virpach temples. Halls were used for variety of purpose. Many purpose. These halls were used for the congregation, for the cultural activities, and for the enchantings, recitings, singing, okay, dancing, for the different purposes. It have been used. Some were spaces in which the images of gods were placed, and somewhere in the space the images of gods were placed in the hall also. Some placed witness a special program of the music. Now some were spaces in which the space images of the gods were placed. Somewhere the images of gods were placed there to witness a special program, or these goddess were placed there in the halls. Understand? Then after a while, the God is now looking and he is watching. The God is watching the program. Before the program, a God was installed there. Understand? And the God's statue. And then after the program was done in the halls. And before the God, music, dance and the drama was organized. As a witness of the God. God also suppose that he is the now witnessing the music and the dance and like that. So it was the other words used celebrate the marriages. Other halls were used for the marriages, for the union or the marriages of the deities. Other halls were used for the marriages of the deities. The marriage of the deities were also celebrated within the hall. Understand? In the hall. And 8 others meant for deities to swing in, and others were meant for deity swing in. Understand? deities was now in the cradle like, okay, and the swinging for the deities, okay, that hall was exclusively meant for the deity singing. The students now we can see that this kind of for these purposes these halls were used for in the Virupaksha temples or the Vijayanagar temples. Other purpose was that a special image distinct from those kept in the small central shrines. A special image were distinct from those kept in the small shrine were used on these occasions. The small deities, distinct images, special images were kept distinct from those kept in a small central shrines. They were kept in a small central shrine and were used on the this special occasion. Some of the deities were used for the special occasions. Understand? So now, students, we can see that how these shrines, understand, or how these halls, assembly halls, or the mandapa were used for the various purposes. We can see that. So now here we are the many witnesses we get the occasionally, or next thing is that another shrines. Now let's come to the Vithal temples. Understand? The Vithal temples. The Virupaksha and Vithals, the two very important temples were in the Vijayanagar. Or Vithal temples is also the very interesting. Let's see, Gopuram built in the Nayakas of the Madurai. It also interesting, very interesting how the principal deity was the Vithal, a form of Vishnu. Vithal was a form of Vishnu, or Virupaksha was a form of Shiva, Lord Shiva, and the Vithal was a form of Vishnu. Remember this very well. And now generally worshipped in the Maharashtra. This Vithal was the revered and the worshipped in the Maharashtra region, and the Maharashtra, the introduction of the worship of the deity in the Karnataka, and next these Vithals, the introduction of the Vithal, worship of the Vithal in Karnataka is another indication of the ways in which rulers of Vijayanagar drew on different traditions to create the imperial culture. And this now the Vithals was generally he was revered in the Maharashtra, but later on he shifted or he was revered amongst the Vijayanagar people, because the kings now, understand, wanted, the kings now were interested that drew on the different traditions to create an imperial culture, and they now established the Vithals, the kings, for creating an imperial culture, a universally, a little more a universal culture they wanted to establish. That the Maharashtra, the Vithal was now more revered, understand, much more revered. So here that the established here in the Karnataka. And moreover, as in case of the other temples, these temples too had several halls, and the Vithal temples also, like the Virupaksha temples, Vithal temples had also the vast and the big halls, containing the big halls and a unique shrine designed as the chariot. One thing is that it's at the very unique shrine. It is the design at the chariot. Understand? Chariot, very attractive. This attracts the much. Or the characteristics features of temple complexes is the chariot streets. One of the thing is that very distinctive characteristics of that, it had the chariot street. Understand? Right from the Gopuram, the chariot street is that, and extended from the temple's Gopuram, from the extended from the temple Gopuram to the straight line. Understand? A chariot street is there. Okay, got constructed, and these streets were paved with the stones and slabs. And this was the streets were paved with the stone slabs and the pillared and the lined with the pillared pavilion. Lined with either side, it was lined with the pillared pavilions. Understand? Or under these, within that pillared pavilions, many shops have been installed. The shops of the different communities and the had been the installed pavilions in which the merchants set up their shops. The merchants have set up the either side in the chariot street, either side is the pavilion or pillared pavilions, or in that between that the merchants had now established their shops. Okay, so this is the very important and attractive for the common man, for the or just the Nayak continued with the elaborate on traditions of fortification, and moreover the Nayak of the Vijayanagar Empire, who were the very dominant political unit in the empire. Understand? These Nayak now continued the tradition of the fortification in the countryside, and okay, the Nayak now got constructed the elaborate fortification for the defensive point of view, and so that they did with the traditions temple, and as well as these Nayaks now also continued the tradition of the temples building even after the decline of the Vijayanagar Empire, the destruction of this Vijayanagar Empire. The Nayaks now in their regions of the political units, they continue to get a design of the God designed or the God constructed the temples and the keep and the carry the traditions. And in fact, some of the most spectacular gopurams were also built by the local Nayaks, and some of the very distinct and very attractive gopurams, remarkable gopurams have been got constructed by the Nayaks also. The Nayak were after the Vijayanagar Empire's destruction, and for that the Nayaks played a very important role and tried to continue the traditions of their previous kings. Okay, previous kings tried to preserve those traditions of their temple buildings. So, students, we see the here that these were the main features of the Vijayanagar temples. I suppose that you would have understand better, and moreover, we have to be the plotting places and the temples and the bazaars. One thing is that what is the now tactics or the technique of the study. This is a huge spacious construction. The students now examine a wealth of the information. Now we have examined and the lots of the information about the Vijayanagar Empire, or in what form we one get this information, that is the photographs, plans, or the elevation of the structures, sculpture. These are the main sources of the getting the information about these structures. And how was all this produced? One thing is that question is that how these photographs, plans, elevation of structure, sculpture, how this produced, or after initial surveys, the now you know that who started the survey of the Vijayanagar Empire or mapping of the Vijayanagar Empire? Mackenzie. We know very well the Mackenzie who started the survey of the Vijayanagar or information was pieced together from travelers. These all information were pieced together. Understand? Or information were gathered together. Information from the traveling accounts, information from the inscription, information from the traveler's account, inscription or informations from the photographs or the elevation structure, sculpture. These all were brought together. This is the very a simple methods of the historians. You know very well. All the pieces are brought together and are reassembled together, and the information from the literary sources. Understand? These all are information are now they are collaborated together and try and resembles together to find the to get at the find or get at the facts, get at the reality and the get at the final consequences and the final result. Understand? So this is the we know through the 11th century, site was preserved by the Archaeological Survey of India. These all sites began to be the preserved. Archaeological Survey, Karnataka Department of Archaeological Museums. In 1976, Hampi was, you know that, recognized as a site of national importance. Understand? The Hampi was recognized as the site of. Then in early 80s, important project was launched in a to the documents material remain at the Vijayanagar in a detail. Okay, remain as a Vijayanagar. So extensive and intensive survey. Understand? Using a variety of recording techniques. Variety of recording techniques were used. Over nearly 20 years, dozens of scholars from all over the world work to compile and preserve this information. They compile and preserve the information about the Vijayanagar Empire and about the Vijayanagar empires. They started working of this information. Understand? And now all over the world. Students, now today I am going to wind up this. Next, the rest of that in the next period, this chapter will be the finished. Only a few things are there to be explained. Understand? Or that this chapter is ended, and after that the next chapters I shall start. But in the next class, next chapters I will start. Okay. So this next period, this chapters I will get finished. Understand? Or after that, next a few matters are there. Time is now coming or about to the up. Thank you very much. Next.